Happy evening, everyone. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to have your presence out there. Lovely to see you all on this beautiful evening. I would love to see you all on camera on mode so that we can greet each other with a broad beaming smile and start this session. Lovely, lovely, lovely to have a presence. Brilliant. Great, 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 great. Thanks for coming on camera and yeah, lovely. And in this 3-day journey, we are going to unfold what is happiness and how we can build that into our system. Great. Before we proceed further, I would love to see which place you are from. So if you can just write on your chat before that even. Am I audible? Can you see me on your screen also? Please just write all good or yes, yes, yes. You can hear my voice and you can see me on your screen and yeah, all good. Thank you. Thank you, Rachna ji. Thank you, Dilip ji. Thank you, Vivekanand ji. Great. Thanks for your quick responses. Can you just give a quick idea of where you are from, which place you belong to, and your name? That would be great. Yeah, lovely. From Noida, I can see Suresh ji from Noida. From Chennai, Vishwanathan ji is from. Rachna ji is from Mumbai. Welcome, welcome. Priksha ji is from Kolkata. Vishwa ji from place. Bengaluru, Dilip ji is from. Roy ji from Pune. Lovely. It's now moving fast. Difficult for me to read. But Hyderabad, I can see Agra. I can see Ahmedabad. Andhra Pradesh, Chandrapur, Jayanti from Delhi, Chandigarh, Chennai, almost all the places all across the country. Wonderful to see you from every part. Tumkur and Delhi, Ghaziabad, Kolkata, Siddhartha ji is from. Welcome everyone. Shauli ji from Tripura, lovely to have you from there. Narendra ji from Mandi, great. Calicut, almost a small India being represented out here. Really, really so happy to have you all out there. And as we proceed further, together we are going to explore into the domain of happiness. So without getting into any further aspects, let's straightway delve into the topic that we are going into in this evening. Yeah, I can see people from Kerala, from Guwahati, from Goa, from Bangalore, from every part, West Bengal, Haryana. Lovely, lovely, lovely to have a presence. And here we are from Kutikar. Okay, wonderful. So now we are going in to the subject, and let me bring in the slides so that we'll be on track moving through these 3 days through this course. Just give me a moment as I bring it on and just let me know if you can see the slide as well. Just write AG, that's all good. You can hear my voice. You can see my small video on one corner of your device, and also you can see the slide on your screen. If that's going good, just write AG, meaning all good. Yeah. Lovely, lovely. I love the responses because that's something which give me the signal that you are all with me and we are all proceeding together. Great, great to have your responses. Lovely, lovely to see that there. Brilliant. Happy Brain Miracle Masterclass. Again, formally, I welcome you all to this wonderful journey as we're going to go through in these 3 days. Lovely to get all your responses quick and fast. Now, having said that, Happy Brain Miracle Masterclass, why this masterclass is in place? What is it for which we are together here? Let's look at that. What is the very reason why we are here together in this masterclass? The reason is this: millions and millions of people on this planet, they have multiple problems in the mind, multiple issues they are suffering from: stress, anxiety, irritation, worry, anger, guilt, shame, depression, lethargy, boredom, sleeplessness, and the list goes on and on. And what modern science has found out is this: not necessarily because of adverse circumstances or bad fortune or lack of money or because of some exterior situation, most of the people are suffering. Rather, most of the people are suffering for this. What is this? Inability to train the brain to become happy. Lack of skill to train our mind to become happy. Do you agree with this? Do you agree with this? Are you with me on this? That it is primarily because of our internal inability to make ourselves happy is the reason. This is what not I am saying. It is scientific discovery. Research is saying this. I can see many of you are saying yes, and you agree with me. Just do write yes if you agree with me on this. I can see someone mentioning out there. Santoshi is mentioning not receiving sound. Are you all getting sound? Just write sound okay or audible. You can write audible. Yeah. Sound okay. Sound okay. 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 Audio quality is not perfect. Let me check on my end. Others are saying audible and sound okay. Just check at your end. Maybe something to be fixed. All perfect. Okay, great. Gokila also is mentioning. She's in my team. So she's also giving that feedback. I think audio is okay. So anyone who is finding it a little difficult, just check at your end also. So this is what we found out, that this is the crux, that we have to fix something inside ourselves rather than thinking something wrong outside. That's what science of happiness has found out. And we will see that it's actually right. And that's what we are going to delve into and see how we can change that. That would be our subject of exploration in this whole 3-day journey. And not just exploration, it is to change something so that we can make our life better and happier. Great. Just a moment. I think I'm pinned and I'm spotlighted. Are you seeing my picture on your screen? Is the video coming along with the slide? Just let me know. Yes. Again, Sandeep ji mentioning yes. Okay. You're getting my picture, right? Okay, fine. Thanks. So as we move further, our journey in this 3 days would be like this. By default, we will learn that by default, our brain has a propensity, has a natural inclination to get to anxiety, to get to worry, to get to sorrow, anger, fear, restlessness, guilt, shame, all these things. Naturally, our brain is inclined to receive. Why? Because of the evolutionary process, because these things help us to be more alert for survival. And that's how we have been growing through the evolutionary process journey. So that's how it has been tuned, has been designed. Now, that is not the best way of living our life. So what we are going to learn is to transform, to shift our design of the brain or our mind to make it more inclined to remain calm, relaxed, organized, balanced, focused, joyful, blissful, all those good things that we want in life. So this is what we would be looking forward to. This would be the shift that we urge to have in our life. We want to have in our life. That's what we are also going to learn as we're going through the systematic process from this point onwards, right? Now, I have been uttering this word science of happiness multiple times. Let me explain about this, because many people, they say, is there a science called science of happiness actually existing? Yes, it does. It's relatively a young science. It's in its infancy, I can say. Only about 25 odd years, this has come to the forefront. The science of happiness actually is flourishing in the West vastly. It's been growing at a large, huge pace, at a very rapid pace. And many of the universities, including Harvard, Princeton, Yale, and UCLA, Canberra University, Toronto University, all the big universities are now focusing on this scientific field. This is a combination of few scientific input. It's a combination of positive psychology, one branch of psychology, cognitive neuroscience. It's a very fascinating part of the neuroscientific discoveries and research, where they say, when I'm doing something, what is happening in my brain? Like, let's say I'm speaking now, I'm making a presentation before you all. So what's happening in my brain? If you take a brain scan or an fMRI, what's that happening in my brain? So some part in the brain, there is a part called angular gyrus, the Wernicke's area, the Broca's area, different parts of the brain will be activated. So this is cognitive neuroscience, understanding what is it that is happening inside, which is letting us experience something or express ourselves. What is happening when I'm happy, or what is happening when I'm anxious, what is happening when I'm depressed, what is happening when I'm blissful and joyful. That's what this part of neuroscience tries to figure out, find out. Yeah. Then behavioral economics, it's a branch of economics, psychological aspect of economics, which is giving a lot of input to the science of happiness. And Eastern meditative wisdom, this is the best part I love about the science of happiness. This is one of the fields of science which is actually exploring and delving into the spiritual domain. When I'm saying spiritual, it's not about the religiosity of spirituality, it's about exploration of the human reality. So this is one thing which is saying this science is now finding out the power of meditative practices, especially those which have been practiced for ages and for millennia in this very part of the globe, in this very subcontinent. So that's what is the best part. So we'll learn a few things on that as well. And this systematic scientific research has helped us understand two things. One, understand what is my degree of happiness. So objectively, I can find out how much happy I am. Two, how to enhance that. One, understand what is the level of my happiness. They call it the happiness set point, and how to improve that by eliminating all those negative emotions, toxic emotions, and implementing something which will help me become more happy in life. So this is the power of this science. I call it a very interesting yet empowering science. We can all write ES. Science of happiness is an empowering science. It empowers us to become happy in life. Powerful, very interesting, fascinating domain, but most importantly, it is an empowering science. Let's all write ES, ES, empowering science. So this is an empowering science. We are going to look at that, understand that, find out, empower ourselves to be more happy in life. Lovely, 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 lovely to see your quick responses. Fantastic, brilliant. Let's get on and move on. Great. Now, would you like to know something about me? How I have come to this science of happiness domain? How all these things happened in my life? It was not as I am now. I also had been through the hard, difficult phases of mind in my early days, and then I came to this field where it is fascinating and lovely. So would you like to know that? Just give me a few minutes, 5 minutes maybe. I'll just take you through my journey, how I came to this field of the science of happiness. Yeah, would you like to know that? Yes, thank you. Thank you for your permission. Let me take you through that. Way back in 1993, I joined corporate as an executive in a corporate. And believe me, I was very enthusiastic, very, very excited about that journey. I stretched myself, did fascinatingly well, wonderfully well. I was growing in my career, but quickly I got into that trap. I got stressed, I was stretched, I was also having a lot of anxious moments, and that took a toll on my life. So much so that at the age of 28, I had blood pressure, high blood pressure. I had to take medicine for that. And it continued. My stress went up. My physical body started putting on weight. I was almost like 93 kilograms for my height of about 5.5 feet. So definitely I was obese, having a lot of internal discomfort because of stress and restlessness, having high blood pressure, cholesterol, all these things were not in order. And all the time I was feeling a little shaky inside, having low confidence, always feeling internal restlessness and kind of anxiety and sleep issues. All these things were coming into my life very fast. In the first 15 years of my life, this was the story. Although career-wise, I was doing exceedingly well and growing, learning a lot of things, but these things were taking a toll on my life. 2008, something changed. And this is because of a reason. In 2008, in the month of October, We had been to Jim Corbett National Park on a pleasure trip where something dangerous happened. I was lost in the jungle when we were going on a nature walk on foot. We are getting into the jungle along with a group of people. And with me was my 7-year-old son, and we got lost in the jungle. Two of us, we were somehow got stranded and discontinued, or we got lost communication from the group, and we were at a place. And to add to that danger, there was a tiger around. And that moment was absolutely, I cannot just remember that moment. It was a dangerous moment. We got rescued somehow, miraculously, we got rescued. But that moment was a kind of moment of introspection for me, that I had to change something inside. And that I also got saved because of the mind. Because of some reason, I could calm down myself and respond to the scenario in a much matured way. Initially, I was shaken, I was about to fall down, but somehow got rescued. It's a story, it's to cut that long story short, got rescued. And that moment gave me some insight that, boss, this mind is something I have to take charge of, and life is very uncertain. Better to explore into this, do something different in life. I was in marketing, chose to come to learning and development area, where I worked with people as a corporate trainer, mentor, coach, and almost like I worked with more than 10,000 people in that almost 10 years of journey in that particular role as a mentor, coach, and corporate trainer. And that gave me a lot of insight about human beings, their minds, and the life they want and the life they get. And in that process, I got the opportunity to work with IIT Kharagpur. I was actually head of academics of management training institute of a large organization. It is Steel Authority, where I was the head of academics. And that time I got an opportunity to collaborate with IIT Kharagpur to learn on the science of happiness, and also to conduct workshops all across the country to help people overcome their challenges in mind. Believe me, it was a brilliant, fabulous experience. And if you see the person in the center of the screen, Dr. Samnu Chetri is one of the big names in the domain of the science of happiness. Dr. Chetri was the first executive director of the Gross National Happiness Center at Bhutan. So it's considered to be one of the most profound centers all across the globe. And he was the founder executive director. And now he is the advisor to IIT Kharagpur and also visiting faculty out there. I had the rare privilege to work with him and also to conduct few workshops along with him. This was one of the most precious moments when he sent this to me in writing. Said, Sandip is a great teacher of happiness and mindfulness, and I witnessed his teaching at Netarhat, the first workshop that we conducted together. And I was not just impressed, but learned from him. It is precious. And I know he's a big man, very humble. That's all. He could write this for me. And I still carry this as one of the best achievement of my life, getting these words from Dr. Chetri. But nevertheless, I learned a lot from him, and many other people who have been my mentor in the domain of the science of happiness. And from that point, I chose to change my career. In 2020, I chose to change my career. I quit my corporate job, started my own academy called the Academy of Unlimited Mind, with a mission, with an idea, with a goal that I will touch at least 1 lakh people's life, and not just touch their life. I will help them, empower them, so that probably they can further spread it and help other people. And in that process, we can make many people smile on this planet. So that was the idea with which we started in 2020. Thankfully, more than 10,000 people in just last 2 years have attended this program, and many of them have even taken a step further and helped others in the process. So that's how I came to this field of the science of happiness, and have been working this wonderful journey. And let me first express my sincere gratitude to you all who are also adding to this number and helping me reach that goal of 1 lakh people joining this movement. So with that thought, let's get on to the course outline. So that was my story. I believe you loved that story. Just give me some love and some energy so that we can move together. So yeah, just let's write love and energy, LE, love and energy to all of you who are there. And let's spread that love and spread that smile all together so we can help the world smile. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for all your love and energy that you have given me. And let's get into the course outline. Let's understand the course so that we can actually apply this to our life. Yeah, let's start with that. The course outline starts with day one today. We are going to focus on one important aspect. And that important aspect is being aware of our own problems in mind. As I said, as we started, that it's not about the outer things, it's something which is inside, which is causing this problem in our life. Yeah, that's what is one thing which we'll be looking at. So this is a framework known as human trap. That would be our central theme today, human trap. That's what we will understand today. And this will help us being aware of our problems in life. Today is the awareness day, the investigation day, the identification day, the root cause of our problem. That's what we are going to find out today. And we'll also do a powerful process today. That process I will take you through. First step, I call it the first step to move forward from here. That's what we are going to do. Day two, tomorrow we are going to understand a little more about the mind and how the brain mediates that mind. And we will also look at the central theme of this workshop. We call it the miracle formula. Why this works? What is the science behind this miracle formula? How systematically implementing the miracle formula can change our quality of life. That's what we are going to look at tomorrow. Tomorrow also, I'm going to give you a powerful technique. This technique we'll be sharing at the end of the session tomorrow. Please be there live so that we can help you go through that technique as well, right? Day three is the day of implementation. All these things which we'll learn will apply to ourselves so that this becomes a part of our life. We really do something to change our quality of life. That's what we will be doing on day three. And on day three, we are doing a few more things. One, we will give you a framework. We'll give you a small roadmap of how to implement this miracle formula in your life. Let me tell you blunt and upfront. 3 days, if you just listen to me and then go back, nothing is going to change in your life. Only if you are committed to take these practices and implement in your life, it will definitely help you change. So that's the reason why I'm going to share the miracle formula template with you, which you will take and apply yourself. You will do it yourself for 21 days. Yeah, that's what I'm going to give you on day three. Day three, the session will be a little longer. It will be about 90 minutes. There is a reason, maybe a little more than that. Every day we'll have about 60 to 70 minutes. Today, about 60 to 70 minutes. Tomorrow, about 60 to 70 minutes. On day three, it will be about 90 minutes to about 100 minutes. Reason being, we'll do two things. One, there is an advanced course in our very Academy of Unlimited Mind and Life will combined, wherein some people, they do join. It's absolutely, completely voluntary. If you feel that that is something worth joining, please do feel free to join us. We are a bit selective, of course. We see who are committed to join. We'll do that. So that explanation, that will take about 10 minutes on day three. And also on day three, we are going to discuss. We'll unmute you so that we can speak to each other, find out how we can help you better in the process. Yeah. Is this clear? Is this 3 days journey very clear to you? Today about human trap. Tomorrow we are going to look at the miracle formula. Day after tomorrow, we are going to look at how to implement them with 3 powerful tools. We'll be talking about 3 powerful tools to implement. And also we'll have the other things that I mentioned. Yeah. If it is clear, just write CC, crystal clear. This is important. We need to understand what we are going to do in the next 3 days so that we are not getting distracted from the journey and from the process. CC, great. Crystal clear. We need to have that clarity as we are getting into this journey. Great. Thank you. Wonderful to get all your responses. And on day 3, we are also going to share all the bonuses with you. So all the bonuses, few courses we have promised, those will be shared. We'll also be sharing this. That is the book, Happy Life Miracle Formula, which we'll be sharing on day 3 as well. So be there in the live call and we'll be sharing this Happy Life Miracle Formula with you. Yeah, great. I'll urge all of you to please do attend the sessions live. Yeah. Now let's quickly move further in this journey. There is a statement, what I'm narrating now. Responses, they do vary. Under the same situation, same challenge, same difficulty, some people, they are calm, composed, organized, responding to the situation very matured manner, and they also bounce back fast. On the contrary, same situation, same problem, you'll find some people are completely agitated, disturbed, shaken, torn from inside, and unable to respond to the situation or the scenario. Do you agree with me on this? Same situation, same setup, same problem. Some people, they are so agitated, so angry, so frustrated. Some of the other people will find they are very calm, composed, and responding appropriately. If you agree, just write yes or A. A is agree. We'll use a lot of abbreviations that will be easy for us to write and type. Yeah. Yes, that's human behavior. It actually varies widely, varied. Yeah. Great. Wonderful. Now, why is that? Science of happiness actually looks at that. Why is there this differentiation? What is it that, what are those elements which differentiates? Now, I'm adding one more flavor here. Not even two different individuals out there, not two different individuals, the same individual with two different mind state, two different state of mind, responses differently. Do you agree? The same individual, the same Sandip Dash, in one state of mind, responds in a very agitated and very, internally disturbed manner, or in a calm, composed, mature manner, and bounces back quickly and fast. If you agree, yes, just write again A, agree. Yeah, agree. That same individual, it's not the different individual, same individual, two different contexts, but the approach is different. That's precisely what we are going to find out here. The mind has a role to play. It's not the situation as much as the mind. That's what we are going to look at, how to change that state of mind. That's where we'll be focusing on as we're progressing further on this course. So in order to get into that, the first thing that we are going to learn today is called the human trap. Are we all ready to go for this? Are we all ready to go for this? Because here I would urge all your focus, all your attention to completely being part of this with all your presence. If you have a notepad, a pen, please do get ready with it and write RTG, ready to go, RTG, because I need all your presence. I need all your complete involvement as you're going through this. This is something which is going to give us clarity about our problem inside. And that's what we'll be learning here. And as I share this, this is based on this scientific research, based on neuroscience, neural pathways. We'll be talking about 6 different aspects which are the responsible factor for our misery, something negative. We'll first find out what are those things that are causing the problem. Then we'll find out what should we do so that we can overcome. Believe me, we can. All of us, we can, provided we are committed. Our commitment is the essence. Once we are committed to ourselves, we will just come out triumphant with flying colors. Yeah. So it's about the human trap. We are going to explore into. This is an acronym. Each one of these letters, HUMANE, we are going to look at them, 6 different elements, and we'll understand them. Not using the biology of the brain or the anatomy of the brain or the physiology or any chemical aspects of the brain. We are going to understand this using life experiences, and we'll find out how our mind is functioning and what is it doing, so that we sometimes are into that survival mode. Let's start. The first one, H. H stands for holding on trap. Holding on trap. Holding on trap. Just pay all your attention here. All these traps are situations outside which our brain is sensitive towards. Our mind is very sensitive towards. So how much sensitive we are to different things, that's what we are going to find out here. Holding on trap is something our mind is going back to a past chunk of memory, bringing it to present and letting us suffer in that past memory. Let me repeat. My brain, some neural pathways, some internal mechanism, which is remembering, it is bringing something from the past and making me suffer in the present. Example, something happened in the past. I lost a promotion last year. Still, I'm suffering in that. Somebody I lost, he passed away or he just deserted me. I'm suffering from that. I did not crack an interview, suffering from that. Yesterday, my boss scolded me. I'm still suffering from that. Yesterday, my spouse told some toxic words and I'm still suffering. It happened in the past. I'm suffering in the present. Yeah, that's called holding on trap. Let me give you an example of this. In one of my workshops, during the tea break, I was just explaining the human trap. During the tea break, a gentleman came close to me. He said, I'm Tripathi, and I have been suffering from human trap, from the holding on trap from last 20 years. I said, what happened? What is that incident? It so happened, Tripathi cracked UPSC examination, the IAS examination, written examination, got into the interview board. In the interview, he did exceedingly well till the last 5 minutes. Almost 45 minutes, 40 minutes, wonderfully done. So much so that one of the interview board members said, you are excellent, you are fit for the service. In the last 5 minutes, the chairman of the board, he said something which was ideologically very different from what Tripathi subscribed to. And there was a little kind of hot exchange of words. And it went to the extent where Tripathi abused or used some abusive words to the chairman of the board. He lost his sense for some moment, maybe sense in the sense, lost his sanity for some moment. And he said something which was very abusive. And the chairman of the board said that, Mr. Tripathi, let me tell you right here, you are rejected because you do not have the temperament to handle situations. So you are rejected by us. That moment, Tripathi still lives now. He was a very senior official. I was doing it for a senior corporate retreat, very senior official. And he was vice president of a company. He said, but still, Sandip, when I get up early in the morning, I recall that. By this time, I would have been a secretary in a state. And what I'm doing, I don't like it. And I asked Tripathi, is it worth it suffering for 20 years for one thing? Now you could have done. He said, yeah, I know it is not worth it, but I can't help it. The reason being, Tripathi was holding on to that, did not know how to release it. That's what I helped him to come up with. And so he could actually do exceedingly well after that. After I coached him, I mentored him for a few days. So this is holding on trap. So holding on trap, it can happen in many forms. Holding on trap, we hold on to some past memories, and that memory actually corrodes our internal system and we suffer. Holding on trap leads to a miserable life. Do you understand this? Just write HLML. Holding on trap leads to miserable life. So many people I have seen, they hold on to a past memory and suffer badly in the present. If you understand this concept, what holding on trap is, holding on traps leads to a miserable life. Just hold on to something, you do not know how to release it. The problem is we do not know how to let go of it. That's what we are going to learn tomorrow. At least we understand how to do it. Yeah, great, lovely. Now that's holding on trap. Now we get to the next one. What is that? U stands for uncertainty trap. Uncertainty trap. What is it? Uncertainty trap is kind of, I would say, mirror image of the holding on trap. Holding on trap, let me tell you, these can be an actual life situation. Something bad happened in your past, which is causing that misery in the present. So your past has something to do in your present. Your upbringing, your some big life event which has happened. So it is a real thing. Holding all these traps are based on certain events or certain things which are real in our life, but our mind, it just amplifies that. And that is, our mind is very sensitive to that. That's why we suffer. So holding on trap is about the past. Now, uncertainty trap is kind of a mirror image where it projects to the future. In the present, I think, oh my God, will I lose my job? Will I lose my money? Is that I'll catch some kind of a disease? Will I die? What will happen to my family? What will happen to me in tomorrow's presentation, in the examination? All about the future. I think about what wrong that will happen to me in the future. It may be a right thing, or it may be something which may happen, or it may not happen, but my mind is entangled into that. During the Corona time, in the last 2 odd years, I've worked with more than, as I said, more than 10,000 people. The most predominant thing was uncertainty trap. People are suffering from anxiety specifically because of this phase. And uncertainty trap was at its peak during this phase. I've seen so many people suffering, projecting something bad is going to happen to me because of the condition. Of course, we know how it was a havoc in the entire planet. But that was what uncertainty trap is. It creates a projected negative event. Something bad is going to happen in my life, and I start suffering. I've seen so many. In fact, one of the persons, he said, I don't know, as I just get up in the morning and look at the newspaper, see something, somebody died, somebody has something, Corona is spiking up, I just get into that uncertainty phase, something bad will happen to me. I just open the television and get into that. People actually also feel tomorrow there is a presentation, they start shivering. They have to go and speak something, or they have to appear for an examination. They start having that kind of internal restlessness and suffer in that. And in the process, they actually create a miserable future, a dreadful future, havoc in their life. They actually make their life extremely difficult by projecting that negativity. By that, they also prepare their body, mind, that negative is happening, and negative happens because our mind becomes like that. I always feel that I'll do bad in the examination, mind also just manifests that. So uncertainty trap, it creates a horrible future. Uncertainty trap creates a horrible future. Do you agree with me? If you agree, if you understand, just write UCHF. Uncertainty trap actually creates a horrible future. Many people, they suffer, then they go through this difficulty because they get into this phase of uncertainty, do not know how to handle this. It may be, sometimes it may be a genuine concern. Somebody is unwell in the family, so you are genuinely concerned that what will happen to him or her. But again, if you're oversensitive to that, it can really create that horrible future. It actually gets the things much more worse than what it should be. Yeah, great too. It is about that uncertainty trap which creates the horrible future, right? Moving on. The next one, many people, they say, oh, this also is a program in the mind. We are sensitive to that. Yes, we call it me and my relationship trap. So first, holding on trap, uncertainty trap, past and the future. This is a present event. My relationships, how are they? And am I suffering in that? Somebody asked me, is relationship, you are talking about the brain has something to do with the relationship and handling it? Yes, of course. Lot many neural pathways, including a kind of neuron known as mirror neuron, has to do with relationships. And here we are talking about the sufferings in relationships, and we will look at that. how relationship make us suffer. And I always say there are three dimensions of this suffering, three different ways in which we suffer in relationships. One, we call it suffering in loving relationships. Sounds so paradoxical, so kind of unusual, right? Suffering in loving relationships, but believe me, we suffer in our loving relationships. I love my son, I love my daughter, I love my spouse, my wife or husband, but still in that loving relationship, we have suffering. I say something, she tells something, or I tell something to my son, he doesn't obey. He just replies back, doesn't study, watches TV all the time. In that loving relationship, we suffer with our parents, with our children, with our family, with our friends. Something we expect from our friend and he does something else, we suffer in that. So we suffer in loving relationships. Then we suffer in hateful relationships. There are certain relationships which are very toxic in nature. In that relationship, we also suffer. One of my not recent, last year he had joined, Sanjay. He had terrible relationship with his boss. Boss was kind of a control freak. He was a narcissist. He was abusive. And Sanjay would go to office and the boss would just pounce on him in meetings, in his chamber. So much so that Sanjay was depressed. In the morning, he'll get up and having no energy to go to office. When he joined me, he said, Sandip, I just feel like not going to office. I feel so meaningless in my life. I'm feeling so small and limited. When I go to office, my boss just abuses me, all filthy languages in the meeting, and I suffer in that. Relationship. Again, boss is abusive and I am suffering because of that bad relationship with the boss. Hateful relationship, and Sanjay suffered. Later on, when he learned how to come out of that, how to handle that, how to manage that kind of a turbulence, he was much better. But this is again suffering in hateful relationships. Suffering in loving relationship, I mentioned, suffering in hateful relationships. And the third one probably is the most difficult thing to fathom, to understand, to handle, is suffering in lost relationships. Especially during the corona phase, again, this was one of the very difficult thing to handle. When somebody is not there in our life, somebody passed away, or there is a breakup, we suffer in that. Somebody is not there. So that vacuum in our life, it troubles a lot. It hurts a lot. So we suffer in that lost relationship. Even one more scenario I'll explain here. I'll mention here. I work with many people who are into their 60s and 70s, retired, and their children are staying far off places, maybe abroad. Hardly any interaction. They are absolutely busy in their life, in their family, in their job. No time for them to check with the family or their parents. And they are having that sense of loss of relationship. So we are suffering in three different aspects of relationship. Suffering in loving relationships, suffering in hateful relationships, suffering in lost relationships. Again, for each one of them, we need to know those nuances, those skills, to train our brain not to be as hurt or suffering. If you understood what I actually meant by suffering in these relationships, just mention LHL, depicting suffering in loving relationship, hateful relationships, and lost relationships. Yeah. LHL. And we can all look back why I'm suffering. You'll find some elements from holding on, some elements from uncertainty, some element from M, that is me and my relationships, would be there in your life. We need to identify, we need to be aware of, why am I suffering? What is it that is causing that kind of a stress, anxiety, depressive thoughts, or kind of insecurity in my life, guilt in my life? What is it? You will actually find out there are only 6 different aspects which we are discussing now. 3 we have discussed in this human trap. So far, is it making sense? Are you finding something interesting and something new and something of sense? Just right. So far, understood and interesting. You and I. Understood and interesting. If you're finding it interesting and you are understanding it, you, I. Yeah. Great, great. Thank you. Thank you. I love your responses, which are coming really, really fast and really making me feel energized to move forward. You and I, wonderful. You, I, lovely. Great, 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 great. Fantastic. Thank you so much for all your wonderful words. Also, a lot many good words for me. Thank you. So, yeah. So, me and my relationship trap. The next one is what we call the autonomy trap. Autonomy trap is simple. In today's era, we all can relate to this. Overwhelming responsibilities. Go to office and thousands of jobs are pending for you to address. So many problems. The boss has meeting. There are few customers who are waiting for you. There are few programs to be done. Your team members are expected. So many things, multitasking, hundreds of things, complex atmosphere, environment. You do not have time for yourself. What you want and what you're doing are very different. You are struggling inside and suffering in that. Just not in office. Look at somebody, let's say a housewife or a house husband, a homemaker. Look at her life or his life. Right from the morning, the children, they have to go to school and so many things have to prepare. You get up and do everything for the household, and you are not finding even time for your own exercise or having food, getting proper sleep. Why? Because so much of time is been consumed in all these things. Autonomy trap. It is also happening because of commuting. I'm traveling from my home to office, or I'm going to office or going to some place where everyone is asking something which I do not have control upon, and I'm suffering in that. So this is a menace in the present culture. A lot of us, we are suffering because of this. Stress. Typically, I found the stress element is because of this. This is something which is causing havoc in our life. The stress is actually mounting because of this pressure from every quarter. Even if you're traveling, there is a traffic jam. When we say autonomy, it's about freedom, right? Freedom. I need my freedom. I need my space. I do not have control. That means I don't have the freedom. There is a traffic jam. I do not have the freedom to just go fast and get to, let's say, get to a flight or get to a meeting. So again, I get stressed. When the freedom is snatched away, we are getting stressed. So that's what we are talking about in autonomy trap. Autonomy trap is actually something which is snatching away freedom from our life, causing a lot of internal stress, blood pressure. All these things are happening primarily because of this. How to handle this? That part we will take care tomorrow. But we need to understand my difficulty, my suffering is also possible from the autonomy trap. My freedom is being snatched away. And tomorrow we'll also understand this freedom has got some element inside, not as much outside. Let me give an example. One of my pretty recent student, he changed his job and he joined a new job. Earlier, his time was almost like 12 hours. He was spending 12 hours in the office, but that time he was pretty okay, only for the sake of getting a better salary hike and better position, he changed to another company. And then he says, now the timing is much less, but I'm much more stressed and I don't have time for myself. I don't know. Office time is only about 8 hours, but I'm suffering because of, I don't know for what reason I'm not getting time. I'm overwhelmed in my mind. The reason here is, it's not the time he's spending in the office. It's the impact of that time, which is putting in his mind, which is snatching away his mind's freedom as well. Do you agree with this? Do you understand this? Sometimes, even if we have time, we don't feel, we are so drained in our body and mind. That time is also not ours. It's as if we are suffering in that. Yeah, fully agree, as Dilip ji is saying. Yeah. So it is about that. It's about that autonomy. Yes, there are some exteriority, some external thing which is causing problem, but internally also we need to manage, organize our mind to a large extent. Yeah, great. Lovely, lovely. I believe all of us, we understand now autonomy trap. So autonomy trap is all about our time, all about what has been snatched away from us because of others' impact in our life, responsibilities which are there, that has snatched away our freedom. We are working for, many of us, we are working for only our earning, right? For our livelihood, to sustain our life. Now, given a choice, let me tell you, I have been working with many corporate people. Given a choice, I'm sure it is a very conservative estimate from my side. No statistics as such, but I can, from my hunch, I can say more than 70% of the people would, given a choice, leave their job if I assure them that you will anyway get money. They would just leave their job and go away because they do not love their job. That's again something which actually hurts so much. That's as if somebody is making me a slave. We are feeling like a slave in where we're working. Autonomy is actually making you feel like a slave. Yeah, autonomy makes you feel like a slave. So if we are not handling this, we are living a life of a slave. Yeah, did you get this? Are you getting this? Just right, got it. So here we need to actually, those of you who are in corporates, who are working, who are businessmen, who are even housewives, if you're doing something which is causing so much of internal disturbance, dissonance, just write GI or got it. Yeah, I am getting it. So that's what we need to handle. It makes me feel like a slave. Why should I do that? I'm not here. My life is not to feel like a slave. I'm a free guy and my freedom is being snatched away. Yeah, great. Now moving on to the next one. We call it N. We have come to the point N. One more is left. So N is name, fame, status, position. Even I call it the identity trap. This is more about how do I feel? Let me give an example to explain what exactly is this. This is very pathetic, very tragic kind of an example. Tragedy which is happening. Many times when you look at the newspaper or on a television channel, you find somebody exceptional in a top institution, let's say top-notch education institution like say IIT, Indian Institute of Sciences, or in AIMS or IIMs, someone has committed suicide. A student who is brilliant, outstanding, has committed suicide. Why? What is it that caused that? If you just little go back and see what has happened in his life or her life, you'll find the same child right through his or her career has been exceptional. In school, everyone would say, oh, look at that brilliant person having an amazing mind. And this child has been growing with this kind of feeling. He's exceptional, having a very high status in that journey. Parents, teachers, friends, neighbors, everyone will look at that amazing. She has an amazing mind, brilliant child. Now, she also cracks one of the hardest examination, then gets into IIT or an Indian Institute of Sciences or some top-notch institution. Now, there suddenly something changes. Now, he or she is equal. Everyone is alike. All are brilliant. So now that identity of being exceptional has been curtailed. He or she is now same among all. Now in that condition, sometimes the teacher says, how can you come here? You are a fool. You are a buffoon. You just do not have a brain. See what is happening. An identity is being crushed. The identity is that I'm brilliant, exceptional, amazing mind. Now it has been crushed to a fool, a buffoon, somebody who doesn't have a brain. This is death of an identity. And a death of an identity, death of an status is almost, it flickers the same kind of signal of imminent death. I have gone to many of the IITs and IIMs. I have seen their plight. Many of the students are depressed. That's one of the reasons why IIT Kharagpur has taken this initiative of the Science of Happiness courses, because they have not learned the art of upholding their status and identity in spite of the external challenges. Yeah. So here, the moment I lose my promotion, the moment my boss abuses me in the meeting, the moment somebody criticizes me, they are actually hurting that identity of mine. It is something so important that it actually creates an internal sense of depth, an internal sense of crushing my identity of myself. I always say this is one of the most important traps. If you handle this, we handle many things. So I call identity is paramount. IIP. You handle the identity trap, you sort out so many things in your life. If you got it, what I actually mentioned, just write IIP. Wonderful. If I've already mentioned, Rohitji has already mentioned, IIP, identity is paramount. If you can handle this, you can handle so many things in life. We are going to focus a lot of our time, a lot of our energy, mind on this trap tomorrow and day after. Because this is something, if you handle properly, we can do a lot of good to ourselves. Lovely, 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 brilliant. Yeah. So that's name, fame, status, trap. Next, the last one, but not the least. It's the equality and unfairness trap. Life many times seems so unfair. I slogged the entire year. Somebody else got a better grade, better pay hike, better promotion. And my entire effort has been nullified because that fellow was close to the boss or he was related to somebody. This all happens in life. So unfairness, injustice is something which our mind is very sensitive towards. Let's understand all these things that I'm talking about is our mind's design. It has been designed to attract these things as survival threats. Survival threats. This is another survival threat. The moment I see something which is injustice, which is unfair, I immediately become very sensitive to that. I did not get the promotion. Oh, he has a connection with the boss. Immediately I start trembling inside, becoming agitated. And it happens many times. Injustice is all around. We see injustice happening. Even sometimes we see beyond human intervention, something like somebody, a lady I was working with about 2-3 months ago, Sushmita, who had a child who was a special child. Her younger son was a special child. And all the time she was saying that nature has been unfair to me. God has been unfair to me. And that was one thing which was her internal voice. I'm so unfortunate, and always cursing her fate and cursing nature. Why nature has been so unfair to her. So it's not just necessarily be unfairness from people around. I remember my one incident when I was there in a queue, standing in a long queue for quite some time. The queue was not moving farther, very slow moving queue, not even moved a couple of feet in last 15 minutes. Suddenly we found somebody very powerful, maybe with 2 bodyguards, chose not to be in the line and bypassed the entire queue and went to the ticket counter, booked the ticket and got away with it. We did not have the courage because he seemed so powerful. Inside, I was boiling. I said, what the hell is this? Why this is happening in this country? Started again revolting inside. Quickly, I recognized, what am I doing? The damage has already been done. The person has gone away and I did not have the courage, maybe mature thing not to protest at certain point. But why am I hurting myself? What is this? I'm hurting me twice. One, because of that, and second, because of I am cursing myself. So that time I thought, I used a trick. I said, see, sometimes when you have some friend or some relative, somebody somewhere, so you get a little privilege because he's in an office or office of power. So you just get some small privilege. That time you say, oh, I'm so lucky that he is there. Now, why are you crying so much that it's unfair? So that helped me to balance it, normalize that. But let me tell you, sometimes it is not as easy as it sounds. Sometimes life, there's such unfair injustice thing that happen in life. It's very difficult to actually manage that. But yes, there are ways and means by which we can save ourselves from that hurt, from that suffering. So this is the E, that is equality and unfairness trap. If you have understood so far what I discussed, just write Human, Humane. If you understood the entire script, entire framework, Humane, human. If you understood this so far, please do write that. And let me tell you, this is awareness. This is a framework for your introspection. Look inside, which is the most sensitive element in you? Which is that which is causing so much of difficulty in your life? Is it the past memory holding on trap? Is it that you are so much concerned about what will happen tomorrow? Uncertainty? Is it because of relationships? Is it because of overwhelming responsibility, autonomy trap? Is it because you are too conscious about your status? It's not just about being conscious about your status. It may be at times just feeling that I am not being respected by others. Low confidence is also about the identity trap. Many people I have seen are very low in their confidence. They feel small self-image. Again, it's about that identity trap or status trap, or what we call name, fame, status trap, right? Then the final one, the E, or equality, unfairness trap. Yeah, good point that Meghavi Gandhiji has put as 2-3 traps together. Why 2-3 traps? Each one of us, we have multiple traps. Even the same thing may be having multiple things. Somebody lost promotion. Let me give a quick example. Someone lost promotion because the boss was not favorable to him. Now, because he lost his promotion, he is feeling small. So equality or E trap, unfairness trap. Now he is feeling small, status trap or identity trap. Now, because of he is feeling small and he's not liking his job. So struggling in doing the job. So it is becoming what? Autonomy trap. I don't want to do this. Now go to hell, but I'm forced to get my earning, right? So that is autonomy trap. Because of that, I'm very aggressive and have even further bad relation with the boss. My relationship trap. Again, you are feeling uncertain. Next year, will I get a promotion? Will I lose my job? Uncertainty. And remember, I lost my promotion. Holding on trap. The same event can have multiple traps. We know that each one of us, we have elements of the 6 traps. Specifically for that, I want to help you with this. I'm going to share this with you all. What is this? This is to go for an introspection, look inside. This is a small synopsis of what we discussed. The root causes of our mind suffering and where are we trapped? Is it HUMANE in a scale of 1 to 10? Just let's find out. So we will find out what is it actually causing most of my problems. We will only go for 1 or 2. If you do everything, then we'll not get anywhere. Let's pinpoint what is the most difficult trap I'm in, and I'll just handle that. So we will do this also. Yeah. So one of the tasks that we'll be doing is this. We'll be sharing this, and we'll be sharing a template where you need to see which is the trap, which is the most predominant trap in you. You just need to figure out that. Yeah. So having said that, as I said, a task, our journey is this. Our journey is to progressively realize our happiest version. Go for that journey. And this needs commitment. As I said, just listening to me would not help much. We have to get onto the field. We have to play it. Go for that and fight it out. Do it for ourselves. That commitment is important. We have to implement all the things that we are going to learn in this process. Are you all committed? Just write, I commit. If you are not committed, it's not going to help. Let me be very blunt on this. Our commitment is the essence. If you are committed, we all can do it. Nothing is impossible, especially in this field. I'm so confident. If you are committed, you are going to do the thing as we discuss here. These are scientific, systematic. So you are going to win. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind. Only thing is you have to be committed, right? So our journey is only successful, only valuable when we are committed, right? Now, for that, I have few things to do. I will give you a few tasks, and these tasks are important. I'll also give you some specific motivation to do those tasks. Task number 1 today is the template which I shared, which I've just mentioned. This is the template. This we'll be sharing with you. You just need to fill up this form, see that which is the predominant trap, take a screenshot of that and post it in the WhatsApp group. We'll open the WhatsApp group for sharing the tasks. Please do that. That is task number 1. The task number 2 is something which you'll do right now in the next 5 minutes. Next 5 minutes, we are going to do one more task, and the task is on the fly. We will be doing it right now. Please get a pen, get a piece of paper and a pen. Please get that if you are there with you, and please come on camera. Let's all see each other. Come on camera. And I want to see all of you on the camera itself. And this is a task which has, I'll explain the science behind this task on day after tomorrow in detail. Today we will just do it. What is it? Bring that piece of paper, get a pen or a pencil, write your challenges right now. Don't just go back and find out what is my challenge, why should I be unhappy? No. If you are having any challenge at this point in time in life, just mention that problem. I'm having anxiety, I'm having depressive thoughts, I'm having some kind of insecurity because of this, and this. And this is because of a trap. Just quickly, if you can figure out what is that trap. And that trap, let's say it is H, in bracket, you can write H. So what we are doing, we are becoming aware of that problem and the trap. In 2-3 lines, just write that, 2-3 bullet points. One, let's say I am terribly upset in my life. I am feeling so stressed and tired and mentally fatigued. And that is the reason why I'm stressed and having anxiety. And because of office problem and pressure, which is A, autonomy trap. 1. 2, I have difficulty, some relationship with my spouse or my children or my parents. Second one, which is causing discomfort. Second one. So just write that much. Let's take 1 minute, write it down. Once you write it, do it sincerely with all your presence, with all your involvement. Write that down and then fold that paper, go and get a bowl or some container, put that paper inside that, bring a matchbox with all safety precaution, just burn that paper. Ensure that nothing, it's not hazardous at the place where you are. Just burn that paper. While burning it, you have to do certain things. You have to calm yourself down by taking deep breaths and close your eyes for a moment. See that your breath is rhythmic. Then open your eyes, look at the burning paper and just say to yourself, I have destroyed my sufferings today. For today, you have destroyed all the sufferings which are causing that problem in your mind. Feel it. That feeling is the most important thing. Feel that it is being destroyed. You are free from that. You are enjoying that freedom of destroying the sufferings which were causing havoc inside. And feel that, enjoy that moment. I'll explain the detail, the science of it day after tomorrow, how and why it works, what happens in the brain when we do that, but just do it. And while doing it, take a photograph of that burning paper. And if you cannot burn it, let's say you are at a place where it's not safe to burn it, just tear it up and put it at a place where there is some water or some water body or somewhere there is a small kind of channel where you can put it and it will flow away. Just to do that, or shred it very small and put it inside or maybe the commode and flush it. So do it and you say, I have destroyed it. Yeah. Do that, say I'm destroyed, feel that and feel that sense of freedom that you have destroyed the sufferings. And take a click of that, put it in the WhatsApp group so that you complete the task. And all those who are completing the task, do you want a gift? Just write gift. Just write gift or G or WG, want gift. I just want to actually encourage you to do all these tasks. I know some people, they just think it, okay, it's good, and they don't do it. I want you to do it. And for that reason, I'll give you another book. All those who are completing this task and putting it into the WhatsApp group. And of course, we have a tracking sheet so that you have to put it there so that we know that you have completed the task. We are going to share one more book. I'm going to share the second book, that is Happy Life Miracle Formula, with you. And those of you who are committed, who are completing the task, I'm going to share the first book that I had written, one of the most dearest thing to me, E-State of the Devas. It's a fiction and with a lot of powerful messages inside that. So that book will be shared with all those who are completing the task. Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks. I'm looking forward to your commitment. And as you're completing this session today, yeah, almost 70 minutes as we had promised. Would you like to have the recording of today's session? Would you love to have the recording? Just write yes. Yeah. Reason why I would love to share with you, I want you to master this. You have to probably go through once more through the same session, go through the recording. We'll be sharing the YouTube link of that recording. And you also please do subscribe to that YouTube channel. That would be a great thing. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel as we are sharing the recording as well. And the reason why it will help you in very soon, we are coming with a lot of positive and new videos on happiness and how to overcome the challenges of mind. So please do subscribe to that as well. And we will also be sharing the template so that you can use it, right? So thank you very much. Just before we conclude, let me remind you that tomorrow again, 7:30 sharp, we are going to start. And one more thing, quickly, how was the session today? Just give in 1 or 2 words. Just I need to get a sense. How was it for you? It was awesome. Thank you. Wonderful. Great. Superb. Awesome. Thank you. I really love your comments. Thank you. And my sincere gratitude for all your involved participation. I can see the entire house is present. Let's all come on camera. And for a moment, let me also take a click. Let me take a photograph of this. Let's all come on camera so that we can all be part of this. Yeah, please do come on cam. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I have taken the photographs, so will be sharing also those. Yeah. So thank you very much. Before we conclude, let's take a moment, knowing that all of us, the entire humanity, is going through a huge, challenging phase. Many people are suffering, struggling, having challenges in their life. So for a moment, let's together pray for all the happiness and abundance in everyone's life and every creature on this planet. May he or she or they may be happy and have a wonderful journey through their life. With that prayer, may God bless all of us. Let's, with a smiling face, greet each other, pray for each other, and again, promise to do all the things to make others happy. Thank you. God bless. Have a great time and wish you all the best in life. Thank you.